One of the greatest and most common mistakes among people today is that they tend to judge God by their own standards. But the reproach of the Lord to those that do so is this: Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself. But the simple facts of the matter are clearly stated in these words: For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. People today will despise the government of God because they judge God's method of governing by what they have learned from human governments. And this is why we hear such expressions as, if God rules this world, then why does he not put a stop to all the poverty and misery? Or, why doesn't he make everybody good? If God rules and he is omnipotent, why does he allow anybody to be lost? Or, allowing that he does reign, they conclude that he is neither good nor merciful, because he allows sin and misery to exist. It is for this reason that many infidels rail against the Lord, and many poor, overworked men and women sound the same thought, because they do not know the Lord, but they form their own opinions of him by their own standards. The simple fact is this: if God were to do what the people say he ought to do, they themselves would have to add hate to their indifference of him. People will shout for freedom and liberty and despise tyranny, and then murmur against God because he is not a tyrant. They refuse to serve him because he does not deprive them of their liberty and make them not only slaves, but mere machines, and they do not see the conflict that they have in their own thinking. But God is a God of peace. His reign is a reign of peace. The Apostle Paul says, Let the peace of God rule in your hearts. It is by peace that the Lord rules. This is a different peace from anything known among men. Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God, is the Prince of Peace. And of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end. His gospel is the gospel of peace. God's thoughts concerning men are thoughts of peace and not of evil. And his ways are peace. When he speaks peace. I will hear what God the Lord will speak, for he will speak peace unto his people and to his saints. Of the work of the Father and of the Son upon the throne the prophet says, And speak unto him, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, Behold, the man whose name is the branch, and he shall grow out of his place, and he shall build the temple of the Lord. Even he shall build the temple of the Lord, and he shall bear the glory, and shall sit and rule upon his throne. And he shall be a priest upon his throne, and the counsel of peace shall be between them both. It is here that we find that the God of peace and the Prince of Peace, who is our peace, are sitting upon the throne together, and their counsels together are counsels of peace. Their thoughts towards men are thoughts of peace, and they speak peace. The word of the ruler is law, and therefore the law of God is a law of peace. Everything in connection with his government is peace. The peace of God is active in nature. It is peace that rules. Be careful for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God, and the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Jesus Christ. It is impossible to describe peace that passes all understanding, and the only way that men can know it is to receive it at the hand of the Lord. For he says, Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. And yet, although we are not able to fathom its depth, we may know the nature of it from his word.